And hello fellow tankers, Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks, and today I bring you two games in AMX 50B that I've played a few weeks ago. Now I know you guys were probably sick of this tank because I've had so many replays in this tank just recently, so I've decided to stay away from this for a while. I've had these replays stashed for, like I said, weeks now, but I'm not sure when will be the next time that I'll be able to record for you guys, since I'm going away for a while. So I was thinking this was a good time to kind of pull these games out and present to you guys. AMX 50B really needs no introduction. This tank is just incredible, and what I've done in this tank lately is I've been playing it more as a passive sniper early in the game and then get into the battle later on. So I have two games for you guys today. First game is on Prokhorovka, which is quite an open map, as you're aware. So you have to be really careful on this map not to get smacked early. And the second game I have for you guys is a game on Lakeville. Now both of these games are gonna be pretty decent. We're talking 13 combined kills in both games. Yes guys, this is what this tank can do. So first game is going to be a Top Gun game, and second game is going to be a nice Devastator game. So stick around guys, there is a lot of action here. Maybe not now, but it will come. Now I've come here to this side of the map to support, basically support the tanks that are here. There aren't too many tanks on this side of the map, so I thought my presence would be necessary, and that's what I usually do with AMX 50B. I try to go to the weak area. Well, first, it allows you to get more damage because you're obviously going to be facing more opponents. But two, because you're an autoloader and you have this high damage potential ability, you basically play like two tanks, right? To put it simply, one tank being two tanks, because you can offload your 4 shells really quickly and then drop back, reload to support your friendlies, and reload on this tank is relatively quick. But unfortunately, you know, I was hoping that the light tanks that are in the middle, they'll be lighting up a lot more than they are. So I've realized that they weren't doing great jobs, so I started dropping back here. And now when I started dropping back, all of a sudden they light up 3 different tanks, 2 tank destroyers and a heavy tank. So I'm gonna try to come back here, see if I can find some shots on these guys again. In the meantime, I've reloaded because, you know, there was nothing happening. So I'm being very impatient. I like to move around, I like to get damage, I like to get engaged, but in this situation here nothing was happening. So at the end of it all, I decided not to hang around. And I had no shots, I didn't want to push by myself. I'm not, you know, even though I have high damage potential, I'm not really a heavy armored vehicle to be pushing ahead. So I've decided to drop back and support the other side of the map because it seems like we're getting overrun. So now here you can see me trying to take some shots on this Emo 1. He's in a wide open area here, so these should be fairly simple shots for me. Obviously, I didn't let my circle aim in the first one and I missed that shot. I should have probably been more patient, but again, that was because of my impatience, trying to engage tanks on the other side and there was nothing happening. So very early in the game, we're losing 2-5. And yeah, you guys will see what happens here. This is going to be one of those games that I'm going to have to make drastic decision on one point. In many cases, actually majority of cases, it doesn't pan out or it doesn't pay off. But this time around, it did. And you guys will see what I did here. So I put 2 shots into that Centurion, take him out of the game, bring the score a little closer here. Now I'm trying to wait for this Kranvang to poke up a little bit higher, but he's not doing that. Now the last shot was very wishful shot, but at this point I just wanted to get rid of my shell so I can go on a reload, because I had a different idea already how I'm gonna approach this game. So what I'm gonna do now, like as you can see guys, we basically have no control of the map. We have quarter of the map right here. So the only way we could potentially win this game still is if we cut deep into the enemy's flank. So that's what I'm trying to gauge here. I'm actually coming up in the middle here to see if I'm gonna get spotted. If I would get spotted, if it was someone on the hill, I would have gotten spotted already. So here, see what I'm doing, guys. I'm just crossing in. I'm trying to get close to my enemies to make sure I offload all my shells and I actually penetrate all of them. So I'm gonna lose a lot of health here. That was a crazy maneuver, like a Hail Mary throw pretty much here. I mean, but that's the only way I saw that we could actually do anything here that could potentially win us a game. So that's what I've done, and looks like light tank followed me, and hopefully he can finish off that tank destroyer there. If he could take out the TA-28 Proto, that would make our life so much easier. But it looks like he gets killed. In the process, Artie puts a huge shot into me. But that said, we actually cleared the middle here. So I'm pretty much 100% sure now that there's no one else here but artillery. So I'm cruising down here. I could see I spotted artillery and I get shelled again. I was like, what the hell? But still lucky to be at 135 or 136 HP at this point. But we cut through Red's defenses and now their artillery is exposed. And all I have to do is come around here. I just have to be smart. Don't overexpose myself too much. I should be able to poke out just with my turret and take the artillery out. And this should be a quick action. Just 3 shells in and out so that I don't get shot from G1 area somewhere over there. Or F2 where the other tank destroyer is. Hello piggies. I'm sure you were expecting me. This guy is smart. He's covering behind the tank. And unfortunately I don't roll high enough. So I didn't manage to take him out. And here quickly I have to hide so I don't get shot at. But that was the important move here, guys. The important thing on an open map like this is to take the arty out. And that's exactly what my thinking was. My thinking was cut through the F6-7 area, clean up whatever is there, and then come back here and get rid of the arty. That was the only way we could win this game. So now Artie knows where I am. So basically what I'm doing is coming from behind and hoping that he's not paying attention. And he wasn't. So I took him out and damn, I got my top gun. Another top gun in the bag. I don't mind. This is not particularly high damage game, guys. Again, it was just I was fragging most of the time here. But the way the game developed and the way I was able to cut through the enemy's defenses and come back here and destroy the artillery, I think that was the main reason why we've won this game. Because as you could see at some point, we were at a quarter control of the map. And usually teams that have quarter control of the map don't win. So here I was a little bit concerned. You see my team pinging in a D9 area or B8 area right now. So they're saying that their IS-7 is in that area over there. Now I don't remember seeing him earlier in the game, or maybe I wasn't paying attention, I'm not sure. So I was worried that he might actually come up on top of the hill and try to shoot at me. So that's why I'm taking the long way around to make sure that I spot him if he's on top of the hill. Otherwise, if I knew that he was in B7, B8 area, I would have probably cut right straight through the middle. You know, so I'm taking the long way, just making sure, again. And there he is, he's at A6, and I'm not sure what he's doing over there. Whether he was trying to cap or to our base, I'm not sure what he was thinking, but if I was in IS-6, I would be probably coming back here on top of the hill to get nice high ground and good defensive position. I mean, he likely wouldn't be able to win the game, but I was basically a one-shot. And I'm not sure what our tank destroyer was at, but I think our light tank wasn't full health either, so it might have still been possible. But he's gonna get taken out anytime soon now, and that's gonna close it out. I'm not gonna get any more damage here. So again, not an epic game, but I did get my top gun. which is kind of cool. And I contributed pretty significantly to winning this game. And that's why I wanted to show you guys what this tank can do in such situation. It can basically turn the events and change the outcome of the game. And that's why I love AMX 50B so much. It's a great machine, and for whatever reason I keep on coming back to it all the time. So only 1383 base XP, 4000 damage, which is really nothing for AMX 50B. But again, the way the game developed and how it finished was what I wanted to show to you guys. Anyway, let's move on to the next game. And next game is going to be even better than this one, I promise. So second game is on map Lakeville. We're drawn on a south spawn. Matchmaking is pretty decent, only 1 artillery per side, only 5 tier 10s per side, which again is a pretty good matchmaking. So initially, again, like I told you guys earlier in my last video, what I like doing with 50B lately is I come up to the position where I can do some sniping. And on Lakeville, the strategy is as such. Initially, early in the game, light tanks try to go through the middle road over here, through 4-lane, and try to spot people crossing to town. But unfortunately, I was hoping that our light tank is going to move up further, but he decided to stop here. And obviously, from that position, he's not going to get the spots that we are looking for. He would have to move closer to the F3 area, somewhere over there. So he gets a spot here, and yeah, here's my incredible aiming that's on display. The first 2 shots, unfortunately, I didn't lead properly. The third shot, I shot the building, because why not? And I penetrated only 1 shot out of the 4. Spectacular! Unicums wouldn't do that, guys. Honestly, they wouldn't. That's the way it goes. Some days the aiming works, some days it doesn't work. So this was one of those games. And I usually find myself, when I get myself in a situation where I can't aim properly, I use auto aim a lot. And auto aim is so deceiving. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. You shouldn't be really using auto aim, because instead of sure penetration, you're gonna get a bounce in many cases. And it happens to me many times. And it also happens in this game. And you'll see, guys, what happens later on. Anyway, the T10 there, I took him out. He was on a little bit of health left. Now here, I was trying to run away, but then I see T54 is in a lane of fire. So basically, I'm going to take a few shots at him, try to get rid of all of my shells from the magazine so that I can go on a reload. And that's exactly what I've done. So I'm going to stay back here, and I'm going to try to poke out and still see if there's any more shots available. Now our light tank is already at E4, so he's made his way all the way up there, and he's spotting nicely some of those guys that are already in town. So here I'm just hoping that this E5 is not going to back up too much so that I can shoot his track. There we go, I shoot his track. Now I'm going to wait to fully aim, and I'm going to try to aim and shoot in the same position. As you can see, from 481 meters, it's a very accurate gun on AMX 50B when it comes to sniping. So I miss only 1 shell out of the 4, which is spectacular at this range, really, when you think about it. So we're gonna reload here. We're gonna wait in this location for a little bit and see if anything else happens, if we're gonna get more shots. In the meantime, what I'm gonna try to do is poke out to the other side to see what's happening on this side, because it seems like we have 2 tanks that are defending the valley over here versus 3 reds. But look at our tanks. Tier 10 tank destroyer and tier 10 heavy tank. And I came here, I was just thinking to myself, these guys are just sitting. They're facing 3 tier 8s. They should be easily able to go and push them, but they weren't doing that. At this point, it's still early in the game, so I thought to myself, you know what? Let them hold this flank. This is good. So I know nobody's coming on my behind, and I can flip my attention to town and see what's happening over here. And here I was debating whether I should kind of make a run for town and try to help pushing town through, but then I realized that our light tank that was on our line somewhere over there, he got taken out, so he's no longer there. And that changed my perception a little bit, because honestly guys, that road, the 4 line, that road right in the middle, is the most important place in the game on this map. And at some point I'll explain to you guys a little bit further, but basically from the middle there you have shots across into town, and basically you controlling the majority of the map just by being in that area. So I've decided not to cross at this point. I thought I would hang around here a little bit longer. I know it's gonna be a bit boring here, but again, the game is tight. I don't need to push it just yet. And if I can see any of those tanks poking out from behind the buildings here, I might be able to take shots at them. So there you can see me. I'm being really passive again. I'm just hanging around, but at the same time I'm getting really impatient because there's no development. I have no shots. I don't want to push through the 4 lane because that's kind of dangerous, because you're right in the open. So here I made a decision. Okay, you know what? I can't be just sitting here doing nothing. I have to go on this side where my tier 10s are, and we have to push this side. And basically that's what I'm doing right now. And I can see leopards over here. We have 2 tier 10s, including myself. That's going to be 3. So I went for a reload quickly, and I thought to myself, even if I take 1 shot of damage here, it's not going to be a problem. But unfortunately I bounced. By the time I get to the tanks that are on top of the hill, I'm going to be reloaded and ready to fire. So I'm telling my tier 10s right now, let's go, let's do this. And with AMX 50B you can do that, guys. You can see your friendlies being very passive, but because of your damage potential and they see you pushing, they're going to push together with you. So, but if you pay attention to the map, on the 4 lane, looks like the enemy team has pushed really hard through. And that's going to be key, actually, that we push this side while they're pushing the other side. So it just turned out that the timing was pretty much perfect. At the same time we started pushing, but in a way it was good timing because we didn't make it all the way across to enemy's base, so I could easily come back and defend the base. And that's what I'm doing here. I told my team that let's go back and defend the base because we're gonna get capped out if we don't come back. So now, when it comes to auto aiming, you guys saw what happened to KV4 when I was shooting KV4, right? I bounced. Now see what happens here. I don't mind taking 1 shot. Auto aim, bounce. Auto aim, bounce. Auto aim, bounce. Auto aim, finally take him out. So it took me 4 shells to take the object out. That was horrible gameplay, guys. Horrible. All I had to do is fully aim once and I would have taken him out. But no. I had to waste all 4 shots in order to take him out. Regardless. Putting that aside, that was probably one of the biggest mistakes that I've made here. But anyway. So, I'm gonna reload now. The game is really close. 4-5. And I think all we have to do right now, and I'm happy because all of my team came back to defend the base, which is actually spectacular. Because if we divided, if some of our team went towards the cap, our enemy cap, we probably would have lost this game. So here I was trying to push the wreck of object forward so that I can use him as a cover, but I decided to reload and I dropped here. I've taken out, I think it was E5 that I've taken out in the process. He was exposing himself right in the open, and this position here, the defense position, is actually really good because you have view range all the way across the map. So if anyone's trying to approach our base through the middle, through J line somewhere over there, they're gonna get spotted and they're gonna get wrecked. Now the reason why I went for a reload, because I'm facing this object 263 here, which is incredibly hard to penetrate from the front. So here I see IS-7, 2 shots, I take him out. That was the key takeout for me, taking IS-7 out. And that's why I always low skill rounds at the end. And see what I did here, guys? I tried to get on top of the hill a little bit so I can gain a little bit of speed. And that way he wouldn't be able to shoot me, because obviously tank destroyers cannot move the turret, so it would be hard for him to move around and try to hit me on a move. And AMX 50B is pretty fast, so that's what I was thinking. Get up on the hill, gather a little bit of speed, go down and make him miss the shot. And if he was smart, he would be facing... Well, actually, he had no choice, honestly, because if I get around him, I take him out. And if he didn't turn and he was facing my friendlies, then he would have been taken out by myself. If he would be looking at me, my friendlies would have taken him out. So no difference there. She would have been dead anyway, and that's why I made that move there. And look at what's happening now. We're winning 4-1. I got 6 kills, 14 shots of penetration, and we're hanky-dory, right? Very nice. So last stages of the game. The only question now is, where is the last tank? And the last tank is the King Dragon. So we're gonna try to chase him down, and we're gonna try to take him out of the game. So while my medium tank is checking 2-lane on the other side, I decided to come here and check the town to see if he's hiding somewhere around here. And here actually I'm switching to third-person view mode because I basically ran out of hard disk space when I was recording, so I had to switch to this mode. But it's the end of the game, so you're not gonna miss much here, guys. The only thing you're gonna miss is me screwing up at the end, which is my second major mistake of the game. But you know what, I just gave the guy extra damage. Basically I was aiming and he hit my track, so he made me spin and I missed my shot. But it don't matter, I had enough HP to take the shot from him. I take him out. I get my Devastator! Again. 7th kill of the game. Now let's take a look at the post-game stats. So we got High Caliber Medal, Mastery First Class, Devastator Medal, Top Gun Medal, 7 kills, 5.1k damage, 1555 base XP, 29 shots fired, 22 direct hits, and only 16 penetrations. So that efficiency, guys, that's the stuff I have to work on. I have to get better. I have to get better with my auto aiming, which I have to stop. Honestly, the best advice I can give you is fully aim your shots every time. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed these replays. I'm gonna try to post some videos over my holidays, although I might not be able to provide commentary, so bear that in mind. But I do have material to post, so I will be posting. And last but not least, I'd like to give shoutouts to CloneGuy72 and Got a Dinghy. Check out their channels. Links to their channels, again, will be in the description section below. Happy tanking. Until next time, Space Bandit checking out.